You once barfed in and it wasn't shit, but I don't think it was. But you when we used to share hotel rooms,
don't say you don't think it was. It wasn't shit.
Okay.
I did puke in a bed, yes.
You puked in a bed.
And you were in the room.
I was in the room.
Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond, an Is This Good companion pod where I catch up with my friend and yours, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi, JD. Thanks for coming and producing the show. Can you believe this, JD? She suggested I film myself in the bathroom while recording this. Rachel Doyle.
Was it while you were recording or just in general?
Well, hopefully while I was recording. Earlier today when we were supposed to record this in the morning, there was some jackhammering outside my house, and I couldn't. It was behind a fence, so I couldn't tell. Like, did it look like a big job or something? I'd say that as if I would have been like, well, if it was out in the open and they were trying to get to a gas line, I'd be like, yeah, it's about 2-3 hours of work there.
Yeah.
Okay, boys, you just let me know when you wrap up, okay? Good job securing the methane, whatever it is they do.
The perimeter.
Anyways. It was behind a fence, so I couldn't tell what they were doing.
Right.
My worst fear was they were digging a pool, which could have been weeks of jackhammering.
Literally. Well, not literally weeks, but it would have been a couple of days for sure.
You don't know how big this pool is.
Well, okay.
It's Olympic size. They're doing it for Paris. They're like, they want to be as authentic as possible.
But are they carving the pool out of solid granite? Because eventually they're going to hit dirt, and then you bring the backhoe in, right? I mean,
right.
Otherwise,
I know that.
Well, okay. I would think. I would think we're seeing you out there in your backyard in the double teapot going, all the stuff that you just said.
Wait, so what do you think the steps to building a pool are? Number one, you jackhammer through let's just say their backyard is all concrete.
Okay, all right, yeah.
It's just a big deck.
Mm-hmm.
So they gotta jackhammer through all that concrete to the point where it's broken up enough. Then they bring in the backhoe.
Oh man,
and
we're
then
gonna
dig up.
We're gonna get more heat from this
is
than Lord of the Rings, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how thick could the concrete possibly be, right? I'm thinking 6 inches max, right?
Oh, really? Is that good?
I
depth?
don't. I literally have no idea.
Pull out your ruler.
Okay. Well,
but yeah, so you would
be
get
talking
through the
about digging on the show. I'm going to bring up a topic about digging.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with this.
All right.
So we can get it more into that when that comes up.
Oh, fascinating.
Anyways, it is fascinating, Rachel. It has to do with science.
Digging.
Something maybe you could open your little brain and insert some in there.
Oh, great. More of this stuff, huh? I already got enough of it yesterday.
Yesterday.
Ladies are dumb.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Just you.
I would just say different interests, you know.
Okay, continue.
What's the whole... Oh, right. The whole point is that we were supposed to record this, and just as we're about to record, I text JD. I said, hey, log me into the Zoom and just take a listen through my mic. I want you to tell me if you can hear the jackhammering. And he could. So then I went into the bathroom, which is on the other side of my house, so the furthest from this noise. I closed the door, and that sounded better. So I was willing to do the show from my bathroom, which, again, Rachel desperately wanted me to do.
And you should have sat on the toilet. It would have been fun.
JD said it was a little reverby.
A little, just a little. It's all tile in there. You would have been going riders on the storm the whole time, like
He had a
sibilance.
He had a mic inside the bowl as well.
Wait, did Jim Morrison actually have a mic in the bowl?
I was talking about Matt.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh no, that's just some bad motels I've stayed at, but that's fine. That's
for the real freaks, the ones that put the microphone in the toilet.
Didn't Weird Al record My Bologna in a bathroom?
Did he? I don't know. Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
Possible. Like with him and his accordion?
Yeah, I know. I honestly think there was he walked into the bathroom and was like, oh, it sounds better in here.
Yeah, that's a thing for sure.
Live to tape, of course.
Yeah.
But I guess that is why people sing in the shower, right? Is that why?
You sound better?
Sounds better because of the reverb?
Yeah, natural reverb, sure. Yeah.
I don't sing in the shower anymore. Do you think that means that I've lost some innocence?
Because you're living with Jill. You don't want her to hear your beautiful tones.
No, it's nothing. I don't even think I was singing in the shower in the last 5 to 10 years. I don't know how long it's been.
But is that something
Used
that
to
you
sing in
would
the shower.
you so you did like every shower you'd sing?
Yeah.
What would you sing?
Every shower I would.
I don't know.
That's
You're
your
saying-
studio space.
You know my rules. I would work my way through the entire Bob Dylan discography, starting at the acoustic. Hey, and then I would go to the Nashville skyline, more of a the crooner. Oh, your suitcase at the window. Oh, that's the same voice, really, when you think about it. But I just don't anymore. I think maybe I started listening to some podcasts in the shower.
Oh, see,
started
that's where
thinking.
you've gone wrong. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking. Rachel, stop touching
Sorry.
that mouse. Just stop it. Just put it aside.
I need
Move
something
it
to
over.
fiddle with.
Just anything but the mouse.
Okay,
Can we get her a little one of those anxiety things where you just pop out the, you know what I'm talking about?
Little fidget spinner, yeah.
Nice
Piece of
little
plastic.
quiet one. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, did anything good or not good happen to you this week? Anyways, thank you for adjusting to my schedule. They stopped jackhammering. Must not have been a lot of concrete.
Yeah.
The backhoe is imminent. Right now, it's just a front hoe, but once they get it to the backyard, then it'll become a backhoe.
Good news, though. You're going to have a friend with a pool, a neighbor with a pool. That's great. Right?
Don't know this neighbor, though.
Okay.
Actually, oh, no. This isn't the neighbor. It's 2 doors down. The neighbor next to me has a mean dog that we don't like.
Oh.
But these other neighbors, we don't know them at all. So they could be great.
Yeah. So it's
Time
time
to start befriending them.
Yes, ingratiate yourself to them because, pool.
Or not.
Can't be beat.
Can't be beat. Did anything good or not good happen to me? Yes. Something good and not good happened to me. Now,
Okay.
I hesitate to bring it up because we always sort of come back to it, but pickleball, okay?
Oh,
kind
thought
of
for a second you were going to say carry on luggage, but you said the other
no,
thing.
my other thing. Kind of a hobby of mine. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy it. And this last weekend, it was sort of still holiday weekend. And I'm going to say that we're all full now. Pickleball, I've been encouraging people to take it up. Now I'm discouraging people. It's not for you.
Stay away.
Because there's
Oh,
too...
you're gatekeeping.
I'm gatekeeping now because there's too many goddamn people who are into pickleball because our normal spot was, I'm not exaggerating, had probably quadruple the amount of people. So like literally there's 6 courts and there was literally 6 stacks of paddles. So 6 times 4. Quick, what's that?
24.
24 people waiting, 24 people playing.
Rachel, did you know that? Did you get that?
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect.
And
6 times 6?
36.
wow.
Ooh! Boom!
Damn.
Yay! You're gonna have a lot to contribute to my topic today.
Oh, awesome.
Anyways, waiting way too long to play, and so now I'm gonna use my platform and just say that pickleball sucks. You shouldn't
Yes.
do it. It's not a real sport. It's for losers, and just don't do it because and like there are people that are coming to who have no idea what's going on. Like they're like, I've heard
the
of
newbies.
this.
Well,
listen.
Oh no, they go to Target once. They see the display of Prince
That's
themed,
right.
Prince branded pickleball gear.
Yeah. Mhm.
They've been hearing it. It's in the ether. It's
Yeah.
on the internet. It's
Yeah.
on your For You page.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're coming out for the first time, but you don't have any tolerance for it. And now you are literally Harry and the Hendersons in your love,
That's
which is pickleball.
exactly right.
You love it so much that you have to tell it you hate it,
Yes.
so that it can be safe.
Yeah.
again for you.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little cult following of annoying pickleball people. But anyways, Rachel, there was this woman who came on to the floor, and I mean, she was older, right? Like an old woman. She was an old woman.
Like 75, 70, yeah, or between 75 and 80,
Right.
that would be my guess.
Not particularly mobile. And this woman walked into a den of fiends, basically, right? Because there's
Drug
all
addicts.
these people.
Yeah.
They all want to get a game in there. People are now like complaining about her. Not really to her, and Rachel was lovely to her because, we are ambassadors of the game and we want to let people come in and be
Fucking
feel
Arthur
welcome.
Ashe and Billie Jean King.
That's
over
exactly right. Exactly right. Anyway, she could barely move and she fell. I mean, like this, I compared it to, it would be like, you know what? I think I've heard that bicycling is very good for your health. So I'm going to take up bicycling, and you end up in a Hell's Angels. The first stop is a Hell Angels clubhouse. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how out of place she was.
Or you sign up to compete in the Tour de France.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. Or it's like, I've heard swimming is good exercise, but you don't know how to swim, and I throw you into the ocean off my super yacht.
Exactly right. Anyway,
just felt like the wrong setting.
Can you come get me with the Sea-Doo? Actually, the winch that keeps it up there, it's really hard to operate. So if you could just wait there till you get eaten by a shark, that'd be great.
Yeah. But anyways, and then she fell down, and Rachel had to pick her up.
Well,
so there was no ambulance involved.
No ambulance, but
No.
it looked, I don't know.
it wasn't like, I am totally happy to teach new people who have never played and give them a feel for it and do that game. And like, some people just go because they're lonely and they want to meet people, and what better way to do it? But I literally
canasta.
Well, and that might be a good
Mahjong?
idea. Yes, because
Community theater.
it felt like community theater, actually. No, but she was like, every step she took, I thought she was going to fall down. So I was like worried the whole time, like, we're going to call an ambulance because this is not good. And then she finally and I told her like 4 times, don't run backwards. Don't even walk backwards. This is not a good idea. And she did at the 5th time and hit her head and was bam.
Oh, so this lady is obstinate too. Not only is she old, she's hard-headed.
That's right.
I don't
Like
know
a mule. This stubborn moron. No,
No,
just kidding.
yeah.
She seems like a lovely lady.
Does
Did she listen to this podcast?
I don't think so. Probably not.
Anyway, I almost fell on top of her trying to help her up. And then I'm like, okay, this isn't working. And then another lady came over. She's like, wait, stop. And I'm like, okay, we're going to need you to roll over this way. And then we're going to pick you up. And by God, she kept going. She kept going.
She stuck around, and shout out to her. What was her name? Don't say her name.
I don't
in
know.
In case she listens.
But
What was her name and address?
the other lady who was helping on the other side is a hoot and is absolutely hilarious. And she's like, every time it was her turn to serve, she's like, hit it hard. Just hit it hard. Hit it like you hit your grandkids. I'm like, oh my
Jesus.
God. She was joking, obviously. She's very funny. She's very, very funny. She didn't.
No, it's not funny. Remember, nothing that happens there is funny or interesting or
That's
good.
right.
We don't want
That's
people
right.
to come.
Oh, yeah,
Nobody's having
sorry.
fun.
We
No
don't want
one's
people to
having
come.
fun.
She probably saw, or like, tennis is good exercise, saw the size of the court and was like, too big.
Yeah.
Then went to pickleball, but that's too big. We got to get her ping pong, but I don't think she could stand. And maybe we just set her up in front of a wall, Great Escape style, with a beach ball, and she could bounce that off of it.
Yeah.
Oh, but she was like, there were people. Like, this is how crazy the real addicts are. They were enraged that she was there. I'm like, people, settle down. Like, it's not about you getting your fix sometimes, you know?
Yeah, but come on.
Yeah, it kinda
There's got to
is.
be like a ladder or something that makes sure you play against people that are at least similar ability.
Yeah. I mean,
Because nobody wants that.
well, to be fair to her, it is a rec center that's open to the public, and it's, advertised as, hey, come play pickleball. Everybody's welcome. So why not? Like, why wouldn't you?
Well, because you have to know your own limits.
I know.
When I go improv as a master improviser, and I'm in there, and I start, I just step onto the stage. Of course, there's nothing's been pre-written, and I just start doing some object work. Like this. What am I doing, JD?
Right. You're shoveling. You're shoveling.
Right. I'm shoveling. I go. Hot day out here, isn't it? and then this newbie comes on and goes, no, it's not. It's freezing because we're out here in space.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. You're right. She was the no butter in improv.
Oh, the no butter. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, well, yeah.
Well, no
Also
butt.
falling
No
on her butt
butting
a
is
lot.
allowed. Yeah. Yes. Falling on
I'm
her
also
butt.
terrible at improv. Just to
I
make
don't
that
believe
clear.
that.
But I'm better at pickleball than I am at improv. I honestly think.
Really? No way. You're a great
Yeah.
improver.
Because it's
That
a
was-
terrible game and no one should play it.
That's right. Thank you for saying that.
But what they
Finally.
don't know, listener, what they don't know is I'm still telling the truth. It's what I've wanted to say all along. Stop touching the mouse, Rachel.
Yes, for God's sakes.
Okay.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
Well,
How could we not notice? Every time for the audio listener, every time she touches the mouse, the Zoom controls pop up under Matt, and
people will know we're not in the same place, Rachel.
That's right.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. JD, do you have Instagram?
Yes, I do.
Okay. While you scroll Instagram, have you ever found yourself comparing your life to someone else's?
100% of the time.
Okay, and when you do that, have you ever had the thought, I wish my life looked more like their life?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. You know what, JD? Mm-hmm. Me too. And you know what? Everyone that's listening to this has experienced that same feeling. It might look like people have it all together on Instagram, but in reality, they probably don't, because social media is just the highlights. And sometimes those highlights are completely manufactured. And if they were really happy, do you think they'd be spending all their time online trying to convince you how happy they were? I don't think so. That's why therapy can help you focus on what you want instead of what others have, so you can start living your best life. I've done therapy before, and it's a great place to talk about feelings of jealousy and insecurity and uncertainty. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, just like Instagram, but unlike Instagram, it's actually useful. BetterHelp is convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/isthisgood today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/isthisgood. The ruse. Well, while you guys were helping old ladies off their butts and smacking around a wiffle ball, I was getting myself educated over the 4th of July weekend.
Okay, good.
Nice.
I went to the Brea Tar Pits. Do you know what these are?
I mean, I've heard of them through Pee Wee Herman.
Nice.
Actually, that does sound about right.
Yeah. Doesn't he go to the tar pits and there's like dinosaurs half submerged?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
A lot of dead dinos.
Yes.
So basically, this is like smack dab in the middle of Los Angeles.
Okay.
There's these pools of, like it sounds, tar. And the tar, there's more technical words for it. I didn't write them down. Rachel, you might know what they are, so feel free to jump in. But it's basically like the lowest form of crude oil. It's very thick, it's very smelly, and it's very, very sticky. So at different periods of time, it's been covered by like leaves or dust or water, and these animals are like, oh, and they just walk, and then they literally get stuck.
Right.
Like woolly mammoths get stuck there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how big you are. Even it said like 3 inches of like even in 3 inches of water, like you're getting stuck there.
Right.
Though why would that be weird? Why would they? Yeah, the less amount of water, the easier it would be to get stuck. Anyways, that's not important. But
No, it wouldn't be. Well,
What
what do you mean? Like if it's shallower,
right?
You're saying water, but you mean tar, like 3 inches of tar.
3 Inches of Tar is the name of my death metal band, but I don't know really what I mean. But
Okay, all right. Anyways,
here's a scene that is in the tar pits. These are outdoors. They're there still. Like you smell it, you see it. It's gurgling and bubbling.
Right.
So there's this family of woolly mammoths. Maybe they were mastodons. I can't really tell them apart. The mother goes in to get a sip of water. She gets stuck.
Okay.
Husband and son
Husband
or daughter didn't check the peen.
Yeah.
Are on the shore. And the mother's mouth open, horrified, because she can't move. And the dad's like, I can't come get you. If I come and get you, I'm going to die. Mm-hmm. And then the mother dies and then sinks to the bottom. And then we harvest her bones.
To burn in our cars.
For our education, of course.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, suffice to say, a lot of animals died in these tar pits.
Yeah, okay.
So it's this very, very good place to look for fossils because then, they decompose and the bones get preserved there. And it's the largest collection of Ice Age fossils in the world.
Wow.
So we're talking 10 to 50,000 years ago. That's the Ice Age.
Right.
In case you didn't know, Rachel knew. I didn't know. I'll admit I did not know that.
It's been a while since I
50,000
went through that stuff with the kids. It's
sounds
been
about right.
put in a deep file back there.
So hold on. So people are still digging for fossils? This is a stupid question.
Still, it's active.
At the La Brea Tar Pits.
Yes.
Without getting stuck.
They didn't
I'm
think
sure
so.
they have methods.
So they're not using that tar for like roofs and stuff. Like it feels like they should.
No, it used to. They used to though. Yeah,
Yeah.
And there was like a lot of oil derricks and stuff there, and they were using it for oil. And then I guess they started finding all these fossils, and then something happened. Maybe the government stepped in and said, "We got to protect this tar. This tar is not like other tar.
Because of
We
all the
need
fossils.
this tar."
Yeah.
So how are they extracting the fossils? You didn't get that
I
far.
really didn't
into
expect so many follow-up questions.
it. I'm interested.
Do your own research, okay?
The main point that I wanted to bring up from my main takeaway.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if the docents at the museum think this is the correct takeaway, but my main takeaway is we have no good animals in this country. Like, we used to have so many good animals.
No good animals.
Well, hold on. It's okay. So, what good animals are in the
Yes.
tar pits that don't, like a woolly mammoth or a mastodon?
Yes.
That's a
These
good
are the kind of follow-up questions that I did think you would ask. So here we go.
Well, it took you long enough to get here.
We got mammoths.
Okay.
Woolly mammoths and Colombian mammoths that are even bigger than woolly mammoths.
Jeez.
The tusks on these things.
Wow.
Whew,
Okay.
made me want to be an ivory poacher. Of course, I would never do that.
Of course. Of course.
I'm just saying.
Of course.
It's just
But
inspiring.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you just see a tusk this big, right?
You want it. You wanna
Envy.
have
You
it.
want it.
Yeah.
Envy.
Mastodons, they're smaller, okay?
Right. Okay.
Lions, real lions, JD.
In Southern California.
Yes, in LA.
Wow.
It's again, it's the Ice Age. It was cooler, at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Saber-toothed tiger. That one's for all my Flintstone
Well, hold
fans.
on. Hold on. You're saying it was cooler during the Ice Age, and I agree with you. But
Yeah.
wouldn't the
Then why were the
lions
lions there if they're in Africa
be-
now?
Yeah. Like, don't they need a hotter climate? Sorry for the
Moving on.
Okay, moving on.
The scientists must reconvene.
Look, a lot of this doesn't make any sense. So if you told me they planted all these bones there, yeah,
Yeah.
it's worth looking into.
Yeah. For sure.
Sure makes sense to someone besides us.
Okay, JD,
Right
you're
now.
going to love this.
Okay.
Dire wolves. I didn't even know these were real. I thought these were from the brilliant mind of George R.R. Martin. But these are real. Did you know dire wolves were real?
I did know they were real, and I
did.
knew that they were extinct. I did not know they could be found in the La Brea Tar Pits.
Nice.
There is a display of 4,000 skulls of dire wolves.
That's a bit showy.
How deep are
Yeah.
these pits?
Very.
How big of a like you're saying it's in downtown LA?
How deep? Well, look, have you ever been to an archaeological site? A tell,
Yes.
they call it. TEL. You've been to one.
Well, no, I haven't actually. I was when you said
Look
that.
at this guy can't handle a single follow-up question.
Well,
You'd know if you went to an archaeological site.
Yes.
When you said,
Raiders of the Lost Ark does not count.
"Oh, that doesn't count as being to an actual dig." No, when you said 4,000 skulls, I immediately went to the catacombs in Paris where I was.
Oh.
So then when you said, have you been to an archaeology whatever, a site with bones in it, I was like yes, I have been. In the last 2 years I was in the catacombs where there's tons of bones. So
Yeah, the sandbox at the Science Center doesn't count, babe.
no, it doesn't.
You're digging up plastic.
Dinosaurs.
Right. Ooh,
So-
look, I found one, Mom.
When you go to these archaeological sites, like in the older places, well, I'm sure it would be true of America too. The deeper you dig, you get down to different civilizations. and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
So, but civilizations, once they collapse, we tend to build on top of them. So
Right.
where we consider the ground to be is a lot higher than where the ground was 50,000 years ago. So even you go into your backyard with what did I just call that?
A backhoe?
A jackhammer.
Jackhammer?
Yeah. You can get deep there,
Hell yeah, you can.
right past the sediment.
Yes.
Sedimentary layer.
Yes.
Into the magma, I think.
I don't think
right
you
to
can
the
reach
magma.
magma. That's a
Far down.
problem. If you can reach magma with a jackhammer.
Then you get to China from there.
Okay.
I think the tar pits go to China. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So there's another tar pit on the other side of the earth, which we're going to say is China, but who actually, well, I'm sure we could.
And then we build
a
a high-speed rail right through it, right through those 2 tar entries.
Wow, can you imagine?
A lot of good ideas here. But anyways, they had the direwolves.
Okay.
They had this giant short-faced bear. This thing was fucking 13 feet tall. Terrifying.
Wow.
Terrifying.
So short-faced in terms of his short, smushed-in snout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those were ugly bears.
We had camels, JD.
Wow.
In the city of Los Angeles. And now what do we have? We have nothing.
Coyotes?
Nary. Well, and that's the sad thing. They're like, and we found like all these other animals that have. Isn't it amazing? They've kept on to this time. What are those animals? Fucking horses, raccoons, rabbits. The worst ones. The least cool, the least impressive.
Horses are cool. You guys hate horses. And when I say you
horses
guys,
suck.
I'm like, why? What are you talking about? They're great.
I was trying to throw us off them and demanding peanut butter.
Fucking try to ride a mastodon. It's going to try to throw you off as well.
I had the best horse ride when I was younger. No, it's not. I'm not going dirty with this. With
That's
my
a first.
No one expected you to.
Oh, okay. All right. Jason
What
told
did you
me
think? You thought it was going to be a Hyman story? Is that what you thought? Or a Catherine the Great story?
Well, I mean, are we going historical or are we just, going anatomical?
Okay, you tell your very clean horse story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's okay. When Denise and we went
Who's
with
Denise?
Oh, sorry, my bestie from high school.
Okay.
We went on a trip with our family to PEI, and we went on a little horse ride, and we were all in a line with a tour guide. And
This
the
is
horse
not as wholesome as you think it's going to be. I'm going to tell you that right now. I already know where this is going.
And the entire time, the horse in front of me and Denise's horse, farting and shitting the entire time, and so we were dying laughing. The tour guide thought we were laughing at her the entire time, but we were kind of just trying not to fall off the horse because these horses, I don't know what the fuck.
Just farting and shitting.
That's
The
what horses
entire
do, though.
time.
That's it's not really like a unique story. I don't
Oops.
think.
Fucking mouse. I like to throw that mouse into the
They're probably
Brea
in a tar pit.
No, it's not
No,
a
they could
unique
excavate
story.
that and be like, what is this?
It is not a unique story, but we laughed for 30 minutes because it was...
That was the highlight of your horsey ride. Was
That's a very
shitting
insecure
and
tour
farting.
guide. It's like,
right?
are they laughing at the constant shitting and farting that I, as an expert of horses, know the horse is constantly doing? Or are they laughing at me? If I was a horse tour guide, that's what I would. That's what I
Yeah,
would be.
yeah.
I was like,
I'd be
I
like,
shouldn't
"It's
have
not me."
worn this cowboy hat. I don't look good in the cowboy hat. And I know it's incongruous for me wearing a baseball hat, a fitted one, on a horse. But I look better that way.
You definitely look better in a cowboy hat on a horse than any other hat, really.
I know, if you can pull it off. But anyways,
Do you have boots?
this is my point, Rachel. This is my point. If you could pick between a horse and a saber-toothed tiger,
But
you wouldn't be like, oh, I'll just take the one that couldn't handle the filming of HBO's Luck, or
That is your deepest cut in a very long time.
I'm lost.
never mind. It's not
Never
important.
mind.
That's a Google.
Yeah,
Look
Look
Just-
up Dustin Hoffman, Luck, horses, HBO.
Okay.
It's a very sad story about how they killed a lot of horses and had to stop making a TV show.
what was that? Was that a Milch job? David Milch?
There was a lot of
Was
Milch
that
in
his
this
name
tar
Milch?
pit.
David Milch?
Yeah, it is David Milch. He's Deadwood.
I don't want to ride a saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah.
I understand,
I
but just
also-
knowing they exist would be cool.
We do know that. They exist.
I know, but
But
knowing they exist now. If they exist now.
they're trying to kill you.
But yeah, you don't want to
No, they live in their natural habitats. Like there's lions that exist in Africa. They're not always trying to kill people unless you're living in a Ghost in Darkness situation. Now that's a movie with Michael Douglas.
Yes, it is.
Anyways, all I'm saying is we have garbage animals. You know what there were okay, what's the biggest current American mammal? I looked this up. They didn't have this at the tar pits.
I would say the blue whale.
No, mammal.
That is a mammal.
They actually just cited one
You
off
don't
Nova
know
Scotia.
anything about animals, do you?
No, wait, do you think I didn't say mammal, I said animal.
Oh, we thought you said. I thought you said mammal as well.
I did say mammal.
Nice try. That was quick.
Okay, land mammal then.
Okay,
a mammal that, first of all, a fucking blue whale's not jumping from Santa Monica into the tar pits.
You're right. You're right.
You don't know.
I was just thinking of the biggest animal. Okay, or the mammal. The biggest.
Buffalo. No.
Yes,
that's a good guess.
In the family. The male bison can
Okay.
be up to 2,000 pounds. That's a big boy.
That's pretty big.
All right? Well, male bison, prepare to be emasculated because they had this thing called a giant sloth. You know the cute thing that hangs on the trees? They had a giant sloth. This thing weighed 3,000 pounds.
Was it lazy?
Yeah, probably. It was massive. It was like the size of 2 hippos, this thing. 3,000 pounds. And this existed 11,000 years ago. This thing couldn't hold on for another 10,000 years, so I could see a giant sloth in Venice, California.
You couldn't hold on to anything. It was 3,000 pounds.
Yeah, watched too much Sex in the City and just blew up. Then everybody ate it. Shit out of him.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Interesting take.
I'm just saying, why does Africa get all the good animals? We have no good animals here.
Right.
It's depressing. Like, you could go, there's no animal that you want to, like, go on a tour with binoculars to see. You know what I mean? But then if I saw an orangutan, my life would be made. We just don't have good animals here. And I know it's the 4th of July.
Why do you like orangutans?
We're riding high as a country. But maybe we should check our enthusiasm. Because we don't have the animals that we once did.
But you wouldn't actually want those animals.
Why?
Because you'd freak out if there's a goddamn coyote running down the street. Well,
if we don't want these animals, why did we do Jurassic Park?
It didn't really. That's not.
Did you stay till the end of that movie?
Yeah, that's
actually no. What happened?
Well, I won't spoil it for you.
I left the theater when Newman was leaving the park, so I don't think anything bad happened after that. He's a hilarious guy. Do you think that we were talking about cryptids with Michael McMillan?
Yeah.
Don't you think cryptids are just us coping with the fact that we have no good animals in this country? We're like Bigfoot.
Yeah. It's here
because there's no more like 15-foot bear, so we just make them up.
Right.
There's no mastodon. There's no saber-toothed tiger. There's no giant sloth.
Right.
We just have to pretend that we have good animals. Do you think in Africa they're making this shit up? No, because they got the real thing, the real McCoy.
That's a great point.
Is this your hangover from the Wes show? Because poor Wes, if he saw this, he would be disappointed.
You think fucking Wes would get in a cave with a giant short-faced bear?
I kind of do, actually.
He seems pretty hardcore.
He is hardcore, but
Respect.
Rachel, you should have seen this bear. Like they did a rendering of it.
I think I've seen those. They're ugly.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, it's fine.
big.
You don't agree with me.
I'm sorry that you're not satisfied with the animals.
I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied with our zoology. Whatever.
Yeah,
our fauna.
No.
Those are plants, aren't they?
No, that's flora.
And fauna.
Fauna is still plants, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's animals. Don't even
Really?
look it up. That's why people are always saying flora and fauna.
Okay, I believe you, but I'm still gonna look it up.
I thought this is how dumb I am. I thought flora was like the flowers, and the fauna was like the plants.
No, think of their fauna, a fawn, the animal.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
We don't have those. Those are fictional.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are mythical. Anyway, so I guess my only question I have for you on this is, do you have any interest in going on a safari?
A safari, of course. I'd love to.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
are you
I
inviting
just went
me
on one to the La Brea Tar Pits. No, I'd go.
I'd go too. I want to be a douche about it though. Like the nice camping, the glamping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think you kind of have to, because you got to buy a tour, right? Like,
yeah,
you're not just wandering yourself.
No. Yeah.
So I don't even know if there's ones where you just throw the tent up and take out the Coleman grill.
Right, yeah.
Just do it yourself.
I would feel
Maybe there is.
There might be, yeah. For the hardcores, but I'm not that hardcore anymore.
All right. Well, if you weren't interested in my animals, this is maybe something you're more likely to have an opinion on.
Okay.
Oh.
So my parents went to the Jazz Festival, which is in Montreal. It's a big outdoor festival. it's free, or at least the outdoor events are free, and you never really like know who's performing. I mean, you do, it's listed, but it's bands you generally haven't heard of except for like the top 1%. And you just go, you can drink on the street, eat on the street, and you just watch some jazz and jazz adjacent shit.
I think I've been to the Montreal
world music.
Jazz Festival.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time, yeah.
Okay.
Very
perfect.
fun.
Anyways, they were like, we saw this rapper from Brooklyn. I didn't even bother to ask because it's not like it's gonna be like Jay-Z.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
it's just someone, it's just a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they were like, he just swore the whole time. And then there's, thousands of people, general public out there. And they were like, he kept calling everyone in the crowd motherfuckers. And every time he called them a bunch of motherfuckers and you're not cheering loud enough motherfuckers, everyone would just applaud, even though he was calling them motherfuckers. And there were, kids there. So basically they were sort of saying like, we don't want to seem prudish, but is it weird in this, government paid for event to have all this swearing? Mm-hmm. And it reminded me of something that I wanted to talk to you about but I just forgot or whatever. We didn't get to it. And then it dipped below the tar and never to be found again.
So many topics at the bottom of that pit.
A lot of topics. When JJ Redick was introduced as the new coach of the Lakers.
Yeah.
He was asked, the question was something like, what misconceptions about you are you excited to dispel once you start coaching the Lakers next year? And he gave this long answer. And then at the end of the answer, he said, like, I don't really have a great answer for your question because I really don't give a fuck. Honestly, I want to coach the Lakers. I want to coach the team. I don't want to dispel anything. I want to be a great coach in the NBA. I want to win championships. I want my players to maximize their careers. That's all I fucking care about. Mm-hmm. Anyways, there was a big hullabaloo. People were like, why is he swearing at a press conference?
Yeah.
Now, JJ Redick says he didn't know the press conference was being simulcasted to TV and radio, which I find hard to believe, but whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, people were offended by this. And I just want to know, taking the JJ Redick thing first.
Mm-hmm.
Does it bother you that now it just seems like you can just swear anywhere? Like in a professional setting, public setting?
Does it bother me?
Yes.
No, it doesn't. But I don't know. I saw Chuck Swirsky was pretty annoyed by it, or he was offended. He tweeted about it.
Yeah.
And
Frank Isola said, enough with the bleeping profanity in public and during press conferences. Politicians, athletes, coaches, it's over the top. I think there is a point here. Again, I don't want to sound prudish. There is a point. I have to say, if I played you this JJ Redick clip, which I'm not going to because I don't want it to get taken up by the YouTube algorithm and say, you're using something from whatever, Lakers Sports Channel. It sounded kind of forced, and it sounded like he was trying to sound tough and I don't care kind of vibe to it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it did sound incongruous to me.
Especially like he had just gotten a highly coveted job. Like,
yeah.
Why are you so angry, JJ? Like what, I mean, people are you're under a lot of pressure. Yes, you're the new coach of the Lakers, but why? I hear what you're saying. Like it sounds forced. It sounds disingenuous, like trying to be cool. But I will say that, but also I loved it when Masai was like, fuck Brooklyn in Maple Leaf Square. And,
Yeah, but that was an outdoor rally before a playoff game.
You're right.
That made sense, right? This is exactly why probably, I don't know, I'm not a parent, you tell me, that you don't want your kids to swear necessarily, not because you think there's something wrong with them saying the word fuck. Mm-hmm. It's that they're kids and don't understand the context that like, when they're making a joke at home, it might be funny.
Right.
But when their teacher says, hey, you got to do your homework, and they say, fuck that's very inappropriate, right?
And when you're kid, you don't understand. Laugh, so.
Well, I'm not her child. But
yeah, but she would laugh if one of our kids said that.
Well, I would laugh too. Like classic Sopranos. If Lincoln was like, fucking baked ziti again, you'd laugh. I guess if he was like 8 years old and said that.
Yeah.
But not so much if he was called to the principal's office.
Right. I mean, the problem in that scene was that he was saying it to his mother about the food that she had cooked. But yeah, I mean, I swear a lot. And I swear a lot in my professional life. And I'm sure people are like, ugh, like that guy is a troglodyte or whatever.
Yeah.
But also, Yeah, I don't know.
Do you try to swear when you're at school events like these swim meets you've been talking about or whatever? Do you try to swear less? Like just around parents?
Great question. I don't think so. I don't think I do. I try not to swear in front of the kids, that's for sure. Like when I was completely overwhelmed at that swim meet and I was trying to like wrangle all these little fucking kids, I wanted to swear, but I was like catching myself like
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Not just for your kids, but if you're carpooling the kids, if you'd be comfortable swearing around your own kids, maybe you got to check yourself.
Yeah.
When you're like, enough with the fucking Imagine Dragons.
Right, yeah. I mean, like with new parents that I meet, I usually try to slip a fuck in there as quickly as possible.
So they know you're cool.
So they know that this is who I am and this is who you're getting. So
Right. You know what I mean? Well, is that, Rachel, are you as, what's the word, filthy and disgusting around parents that you meet?
Why don't you take a guess, Matt?
I don't. Yeah? Are you going to say yes?
I need to try harder. I need to try a lot harder. I mean, I think especially down here where, the Southern, like they're raised.
The literal Bible Belt?
Mm-hmm. Most of my friends do so like much better than I do. So much better. I think I'm one of the biggest potty mouths for sure.
Better? What do you mean?
Like they do better at keeping the cuss words in. I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they like you. They like you because of that.
I am too authentic. People get exactly who I am.
Yeah, but that's what people like, isn't it? I mean, I
guess. I mean, I'm not an asshole, but
you do it. Yeah, you do it, and if they like you, then they really like you.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're hiding part of your personality, you're like, oh, once they see the real me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was very working class in my family. I grew up with a veritable array of cuss words at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a fishing town. My dad was a fisherman.
It's cultural, you could say. If anyone ever gets on you, say it's part of my culture. Part of my heritage.
Yeah.
I want to say that I don't like it in news. Like, because I'm kind of, I think people should be able to swear. I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah.
I do think the JJ Redick thing was a little weird because he could have just made the same point.
I'm with you.
Doing it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I mean, one time I had a script that I wrote for school. It was our second year production. Yeah. And it was.
Which one was it?
The Control Room. It was about.
A
newscast. It was about what happens in between the breaks on a newscast. Right.
Right.
So, because of that, I was like, everything's so buttoned up on the air, but as soon as you go backstage, like every other word was fuck. Like people were swearing at each other, everything. And I gave it to Don Elder, R.I.P., who was our professor at the time. And he was like, there's way too much swearing in this. And I'm like, yeah, but that's the point. Like it's supposed to be.
That's the fucking point.
That's the fucking point, Don. But he was like, you don't need it. You don't need it. You can do all of these jokes work without it. And he was right. He was 100% right. And I always remembered that. So I learned something at that school. But yeah, and in this case with JJ, I think you're exactly right. He could have the same emotion, he could have just said, well, I don't really care what people think. And it would have got just as big a pop without annoying the people who you're alienating people when you do that. It's a choice that you make. So
yeah. But how do you feel about it in the news? Because this bothers me if like a politician swears or says a dirty, like the classic example would be Trump's grab him by the pussy.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they ever report on the news, they're like, and then he talked about unconsensually grabbing someone in a private area, or they're like, he said, grab him by the, and then they'll just like bleep it and it's like, if a newsmaker says it, then the news should say it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Mm-hmm. I want to hear the quote as it was said.
Yeah.
Because we need to know what it was. Yeah. And if you're uncomfortable saying it, then good. Be uncomfortable because that's how uncomfortable we should be if this person gets elected.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I also walked out early of 2016. Did Trump get elected?
Well, I won't ruin it for you, man.
Okay.
No spoilers.
There's a
and if you know
coming,
the future, don't tell me.
Yeah,
don't tell me. Don't tell me either. I think like Beto O'Rourke swore.
Yeah.
I forget if it was a debate or like
It was
something
his
about gun
concession
control.
speech. His concession speech, as I remember him, he lost the election, and he was like, and he may have swore before that, but I remember watching this live, and he was just like, "You guys are the fucking greatest," or
that is a sentence enhancer, though. If you are doing a concession speech, that's a fucking sentence enhancer.
He had lost the election.
Exactly. Like that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm letting it all fucking hang out now, you cocksuckers.
Yeah,
You know what?
like it was it was an emotional night for him, I guess. And but did it hurt him? Maybe. I don't know.
Well, at that point, can't hurt him. Because the one I'm thinking of, though, is during a camp. I don't know if it was when he was in the primaries or when he was running for in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a campaign event where, because Uvalde happened like during this, right?
Yeah.
That mass shooting.
Oh, yeah. I remember this. Yeah.
And he was talking about gun control at a campaign event. And, because it's Texas, someone probably shouted something like, "Yeah, you pussy," or whatever it was. And he said, like, "You think that's funny, motherfucker? Like this, people are dead." I forget, but he called someone a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Again,
anyways,
feels appropriate for that.
that felt appropriate.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
That is appropriate. But anyways, all I'm saying is, like, in the news or whatever, just say it. And say it anytime. I don't really care. But I do think it's a little excessive at this point. We basically, if someone had said this, if JJ Redick had said that in 1978,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were still showing couples sleeping in separate beds on sitcoms at that point, right?
Yeah.
So that, clearly our attitudes have shifted. Have they shifted too much? That's a question I'll leave to you, the listener. But right now, I got to go get ready to go to beautiful Las Vegas. JD, you're leaving today.
Yeah.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You're flying. I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, that's tomorrow, 4 p.m. We're going to be at Level Up at the MGM Grand.
That's
The
right.
MGM Grand is a hotel.
Yes.
It's in Las Vegas. It's on the Strip. You go there. You look for Level Up Bar. You get there at 3:30 because sometimes things are hard to find in a casino. You think, well, it's just going to be right there. These places are huge.
It is so big. Like you don't, if you've never been there before, you just don't understand how big and overwhelming a casino and finding a specific thing in a casino. Now, I'm told there will be signage, but I don't know where the signs will be.
So get there at 3:30. On Thursday, do a tour. I want you to sleep there at the hotel.
That's right.
Like, you set up camp, and then you head for the peak the next day.
That's right. A little recon mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I will be on stage with the No Dunks boys.
I heard.
Skeets, Trey, and Tass. This is late breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be on stage, and it'll be a lot of fun. So come to Level Up at the MGM Grand, 4 p.m. Friday. That's tomorrow. If you're in Las Vegas, don't go to the Thomas and Mack Center. You know
What's happening there? The 55th pick or something is playing.
Yeah.
Will be playing.
Some guy's son is playing.
Yeah.
What do you want to
Whatever.
go support nepotism? You want to go support this child who has been, put in a position to fail by his own father, like some Greek fucking myth?
I mean, I don't know. What do you think Bronny thinks about all this? What do you think he's
Should we save it for the stage?
Oh, maybe actually.
Okay, I'll save it for the stage. I will give you my take on Bronny James.
Okay. I won't be able to
Whatever
chime
wants to
in
hear.
though, because I'm not going to be on stage.
Well, you'll tell me after.
Okay.
We'll have a drink. You'll tell me what you think of Bronny James. The things we always talk about when we get together in Vegas.
Yeah, basketball is the
Second round
first thing.
picks. Now, the other big news is you can join patreon.com/isthisgood if you want exclusive episodes and access to our thriving community and Discord. And now that exclusive episode, that's coming out next week. That means that Patreon episode is going to have the behind-the-scenes goings-on
The
of Las
juicy
Vegas.
stuff. The juicy
What do you think could happen? That could be worthy to talk about on this Patreon show next week that we're going to do. Behind the Scenes Vegas. The show itself, you're going to
okay.
be stressed out. You're going to have a lot of complaints about the show.
I am, yeah. I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Okay.
I've been to Vegas 10 times. This is probably my 10th or 11th time.
Yes.
Probably spent 2 months in total. 2 or
Yes.
3 months.
Yes.
This will be The first time.
Yes. Yes.
The absolute first time
Yes.
that I
Yes.
have sex in Las
Yes. Yes.
With who?
Vegas. With you.
Why? Me?
Not you. Not you.
Oh, wow. You really took this threesome thing seriously.
Yeah. No, it'll be the first time I've ever had sex in Las Vegas.
Yeah, finish that sentence.
No more will I walk into my hotel room and gaze longingly at other people's stains on this couch.
Oh,
For I shall be creating my own.
That's right.
For the next guest.
Finally, my DNA will be added to the milieu. And this is, this of course is if I play my cards right, pun intended.
Well, Rachel, you better hope this show on Friday goes well, because if Daddy's stressed out,
you
I don't know.
need a pill to get that thing going.
That's okay. So far, look, we've already brainstormed a lot of exciting things that we might talk about next week. The show itself, stressed out JD, behind the scenes,
Yeah.
JD having sex for the first time. We got 2 dinner reservations on the books. Well,
Ooh.
something's gonna go wrong for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of alcohol is gonna be in play.
Yep.
Not just Rachel's gonna be there, but my girlfriend as well, and everyone else's wife is gonna be
the
there.
wags. Yep.
All the wags.
I've heard that they've closed some Las Vegas pools, so that could be bad for Bamboo Boys
Because of the heat?
because of the heat. Yeah,
Kids have been
What,
burning
isn't that
their
when you
hands on the
open
ladders.
more?
I know. I think it might be public pools that they've closed, which is
Honestly, that is
kinda-
so fucking sad.
yeah. I know.
Like we're going to the epicenter of capitalism.
yeah.
And I mean, a lot of cities do this. It's pretty fucked up. When it gets hotter, they close the pools.
Right.
Well, what I heard was that the kids were literally burning their hands trying to get out of the pool on the ladders because it was so hot.
Looks like we've got a representative of the government here. Taking that money straight from the public coffers.
Why they got metal ladders? Get the plastic ones in there.
That is true. Why do they have metal ladders?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, they're sturdy. I guess.
Gambling stories.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're up, we're down. It's everyone's favorite kind of story.
I was hoping to put some money. Well, we got Canada versus Argentina. I mean, I can't believe they won. Last.
Are you talking about soccer right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot that we were pre-taping. So it's actually tonight is the Argentina and Canada in Copa America.
Okay.
Are you not following this?
No.
Drake just put $300,000 on Canada to beat Argentina.
Ooh.
This is the semifinals. Semifinals. If they win this, they're going to the final of Copa America. What's Copa America? I'm not sure.
It's my favorite Barry Manilow song.
But well, yeah, and I was hoping to put money on that final game if Canada makes it. But it's on Sunday night, so I'm faced with the same tennis bet that I was faced with before.
Right.
I wouldn't
And
be
then
able to
that's what
cash it
happened.
in. Yeah.
Now, last time I was staying a day later. I came later than you guys, and I stayed a day later. But this time I'm leaving Sunday morning early to beat traffic. All you LA losers going to Las Vegas to watch Bronny James play.
Yeah.
Stinking up the whole highway with your nepotism.
Is there something else happening in Vegas too? Like summer.
The Sphere?
I know the Sphere.
Karaoke, maybe we'll do karaoke at the Sphere.
Ooh.
Karaoke at the Sphere.
That's
Yeah, we
amazing.
should
All our
definitely
favorite
do.
Grateful Dead songs.
We should do karaoke. That's fun.
Of course, send me emails for future topics to isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Could always use some good ones.
Before you wrap up,
Get me through the summer. I'm
It's like,
are you
this-
I
wrapping
got
up?
stuff to go.
Okay,
It's
all
not
right.
Stuff to
time.
go
It's not
here.
time.
I was just gonna say, Rachel, I know we've been giving you a hard time about touching the mouse, but I actually do want you to touch the mouse because the cursor is above Matt's head and it's driving me fucking insane. Okay.
It needs to be away from me.
Yeah, move. Just there you go. Okay, thank you.
I need to fiddle. Not good.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. What else you got?
Well, what I have one more story from the files that I thought I would read to you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. We rarely cover celebrity gossip on this show, but I read a story this week that, unfortunately, we must discuss.
Okay.
Now, the celebrity in question, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, I've not heard any of
Heir
this.
to the Goop fortune. Not heir, actually.
She is the creator.
What do you say when you are the...
Goop magnate? No.
Goop magnate.
What do you call it? Like,
Goop mogul.
mogul, yeah,
Yes.
she's a mogul for sure.
Gwyneth Paltrow, Goop mogul.
Yeah.
All right. So we all know who she is.
Sure.
She is one player in this celebrity story. But the other is this guy, Derek Blasberg. Okay. Do you know who this is,
No.
Rachel? Is that why
I
you're
saw
laughing?
a picture
Who's
of them.
speaking,
Yeah.
please?
Yeah, I saw a picture and a little bit about it. Not all the deets.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, for people that don't know, which I'm assuming is everyone,
It's
this
me.
guy, Derek Blasberg, he's 42. He's a writer, socialite, media personality. He's worked everywhere from Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Vanity Fair, CNN, but he is often found on vacation around the globe with his celebrity and fashion industry friends. All right, so now here's the gossip. Last week, the gossip site Pop Bitch, a site you read, you got that bookmarked, right, JD?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
I
They
was
published an
hesitant
item-
to admit it, but yes.
Yes,
I love
right,
Pop
right.
Bitch. Is that what it's called?
Yes, Pop Bitch.
Yeah.
So they published an item about a rumor that's been circulating the Hamptons for the last few weeks, purporting that a, quote, recent house guest of Gwyneth Paltrow catastrophically shat themselves in bed while staying there, then fled back to the city before they had to face the music. The site claims that the incident is part of a larger epidemic of Ozempic-induced diarrhea.
Oh.
Okay?
Ew.
Now, plot thickens. On July 3rd, the Daily Mail claimed an insider identified Blasberg as the culprit, that he blamed it on Ozempic before, quote, fleeing the property, and that Ozempic excuse was just that, an excuse. The source alleges that the rumor spread after Gwyneth Paltrow told Oprah Winfrey, Jerry and Jessica Seinfeld, and Larry David. So Gwyneth Paltrow, someone shat in Gwyneth Paltrow's guest house bed, and she's telling the whole Hamptons about it, that it was her
Wow.
friend Derek Blasberg.
What a bitch.
Wait a minute.
Derek
Why is she the bitch?
Asperg
Hold
or
on.
Derek
What?
Blastberg? Which do you prefer?
Not much of a friend.
I like Asperg.
Not much of a friend if you're going to tell everyone something.
Not much
Right.
of a friend to shit in your friend's bed and flee the scene.
You shouldn't have.
Great
fleed
question.
this-
Who's worse in this situation?
Yeah, I guess he should have
Him
left.
for shitting or her for telling people
Him.
that he shat?
100% him.
He should have
He
cleaned it up.
he can't control his shitting. She can control her mouth.
But
He could
hold
have.
on. But you're insinuating, or I don't know if this is part of it, but it sounds to me like from what you just said is that he just shat the bed and left with like all the shit in the
That
bed.
is problematic, I suppose.
And that
you would
would
think that there'd be a
explain-
washer dryer in the vicinity.
Or just take the sheets with you and go, sorry, dude, I got to fix this for you.
Yeah,
I'll bring them back.
You go, Gwyneth. Are these from Goop? Because they were honestly so amazing that I had to steal them. Just kidding. You know me, bitch. I'll send you a Venmo.
They're covered in goop. Sorry.
Yeah, no shit.
You bet they are.
Well, yeah, I'm
The headline for the article was "Everybody Goops," which I thought was funny.
Cute.
well, not everybody goops the fucking bed and then leaves for
No.
like I guess his assumption was like a housekeeper or something would find it and not say anything to her, but
And not say, "Oh yeah, there was giant pool of turd in the
yeah.
bed."
I mean, it's one okay, there's levels of rude. Rude, shit the bed. That's rude. Shit the bed and leave it for somebody else to clean up.
Unfortunate. The first one is unfortunate, not rude.
Yeah, you're right. It's unfortunate. You have to face the music.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to try to deal with it as best you can.
That's
Like-
asshole behavior. Yeah, you can't get away from that.
Nice pun there.
Face the
wish I meant
music.
it.
Oh yeah, okay. So I'm team Gwyneth on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
I mean, you're at a party with Oprah, Jerry, and Jess, and Larry.
yeah,
That story is gonna kill.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's some competition to be funny around. Like,
Yeah.
you're pulling that shit out. Pun intended.
And it could come like they could be talking about like, oh my God, everyone's trying to, all these texts and emails from people that want to stay in the guest house in the Hamptons. It's
Right.
the summer. And, I haven't found this in any of the articles, but I do have a theory because this guy is obviously not nearly as famous as any of these other people. Maybe they're doing it in like they're kind of the royalty looking down on the low class. Like, being
Right.
like, look at these people. They come down to the Hamptons. They stay at my house. They think they're like that. Us. But guess what? They're not like us. We would never shit in a bed.
well, I know that you wouldn't just leave it.
Oh my God.
Because you did
I
before.
would burn it. I would set it on fire and then pretend that I was smoking in bed and fell asleep rather than... And then the firefighters would like find it amongst the ashes.
And smell it.
Yeah. You once barfed in and it wasn't shit, but I don't think it was. But you when we used to share hotel rooms,
don't say you don't think it was. It wasn't shit.
Okay.
I did puke in a bed, yes.
You puked in a bed.
And you were in the room.
I was in the room and I was like, why? Because you had curled up on a little love seat, no blankets or anything. I was like, what the hell is happening? And the blankets on the bed was like a perfect sort of square, like you had done your very best in your estate to try to clean it up.
Yeah.
So
but that's also like a put 40 on the counter and say,
right,
terribly sorry.
Yes, but you at least made an effort.
Yeah.
And maybe this guy did. Maybe this guy did, but it doesn't sound like he did.
This guy thinks he's too good to clean up his own shit.
That's right. And fucking Gwyneth Paltrow's Oprah's hearing about it, and Oprah, and rightly so. So there's certain times where I think celebrities and people just shouldn't be shamed. This is not one of those cases. He should be shamed for this because he's
going to be known as the bed shitter for the rest of his life. I know.
And you know what? And all you had to do was face the music, try to make the smallest effort to clean it up and make it as bearable as possible for the housekeeper or whatever. Because, well, unless Gwyneth herself is walking in and seeing a turd on the bed, like, goddamn. And I didn't know that. I knew that Ozempic caused diarrhea in some cases, but I didn't realize.
In many cases.
So it's a thing.
I'm in LA. I hear all about it. Oh, people are having diarrhea like you wouldn't believe. This city is full of shit right now.
The sewage is overflowing.
No, the sewage isn't overflowing because it's all going into their beds.
No, it's that part is good. But anyways, I know how this guy feels. I was once... Well,
a bed shitter.
All right, fine.
Wait, you shit the bed one time?
No, I didn't shit the bed. I've never shat a bed.
Yeah, same.
But here's what happened. I was in my teenage years, and there was a girl that I had a crush on. Mm-hmm. And one night she invited me out. She was like, "We're going to this, friend's house to watch a movie. Why don't you come?" So I'm very excited. My parents are like, "We'll drive you." I don't have a license or anything at this point. And they're like, "We're gonna go out for dinner first. We go for Mexican."
Oh.
We have dinner. I get to the house. We're arguing over which movie to watch. Mm-hmm. And then I feel a rumble.
Okay.
So I say, "Where's your restroom?" They go, "Right there." Now, the place they point to is nary 4 feet from where they are, right?
So who's they? Who's the girl that you like?
It's maybe 3 girls, a couple other dudes.
Okay, so it's
people I didn't really hang out with, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, geez.
It was like this girl inviting me somewhere where I wouldn't normally be. Mm-hmm. And I get in the bathroom and I'm like, immediately I think I'm like, all right, whatever. It happens to everyone. Mm-hmm. But it was bad. And it was like food poisoning bad.
Oh.
And then I realized this isn't ending. I got to get out of here. So I get out and I call my parents. I say, "Can you please come pick me up? I'm very sick." They say yes. But then boom, it hits again. I'm right back in the bathroom.
Oh, God.
And now I'm like, my parents are outside, like they're honking, they're ringing the doorbell. They're like, "Man, your parents are here." I'm like, oh God, right.
How do
I collect myself, I get in the car, I squeeze my cheeks till we get home, right?
Mm-hmm.
No harm, no foul. The bathroom is left pristine.
Little foul.
Now, in my head, in my fucking sweet little naive, innocent head, what I thought was going to happen is nothing.
Right.
It happened, I left early, and that would be it.
Yes.
And in fact, that's what I thought happened. And it wasn't until I'm not exaggerating, probably 10 to 12 years later.
Oh, no.
Someone, like, I was out with someone and they were like, "Oh, well, like the time that you, shat up such and such's place." And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, I once heard the story that you went over to this girl's house.
This is secondhand. Oh, my God.
Had, like, huge diarrhea for, like, 2 hours and then your parents had to come pick you up." And I was like, "People talked about that?" And he's like... Yeah. And I mean, I never, nothing ever happened with this girl. And I realized what happened is she's talking shit about me.
Yeah.
Literally. Behind my back. to so many other people that people that weren't there knew about it.
But how do
and
you
knew
know
it was
it
like
was-
that? Looked at me as like that's the guy that was shitting all over this person's house.
How do you know it was her though? Sorry, Rachel.
Oh no.
Well, I don't it's a longer story.
Right.
No, this is not a longer story, but I do suspect her.
You know, powder rooms are in not great places normally, like unfortunate
right.
places when there's an emergency. Like,
That's right.
where's your other bathroom? Like, your mom's bathroom used to be situated right between the dining room table and the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my God, you could hear everything.
You couldn't
like,
though, because my dad made a point of insulating the
Oh.
shit out of that. Pun intended.
I mean, I guess there was a
Like,
fan too. You could.
it was, yeah.
But still, you're like basically, if you just don't see the walls in your mind, you're like, I am shitting beside the dining
Oh
room
yeah,
table.
it's close. It's
This
not a
is-
huge
doesn't
house,
feel
but-
right.
But yeah, you're right.
Anyway,
But
Is
you
he
don't know
upstairs?
that. I agree with you that, all bathrooms. I mean, you know what? Bring the outhouse back. Right? Like, where's your bathroom? It's just outside, 10 paces in the backyard.
Yeah. Let's go one of those little crescent moons carved
Yeah,
into it. I don't
yes.
know why. I don't know why do outhouses have that on
I
it,
don't
but
know.
all
I
number
don't know.
two's outside.
But
Yeah.
it's your only
It's like a
option.
tour bus.
Yeah, but
No shitting inside.
That's right.
Only liquids.
Yeah, but you make it the only option, right? And it could be
Yeah.
nice. It could be nice out there. I'm not saying it's like what your neighbor is digging up right now, but
It's a
wouldn't that be
giant
crazy
outhouse.
if it was an outhouse that they were making with the...
Yeah, you know.
Again, it's
that guy.
behind a fence, but I'll try to find out
Yeah,
if
yeah.
if it is in fact an outhouse. But anyways, good luck to you. What's your name again? I already forgot. Derek Blasberg. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Because this was just random people in Montreal talking about how I had food poisoning.
Oh, he'll be
We're dealing
back.
with
He'll
Gwyneth
be-
Paltrow here.
If Tobin can come back, he can come back.
Tubin?
Tubin, is that his name? Tubin?
The guy that masturbated?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's back.
yeah, he's back.
I don't think. Well, I don't know. That seems.
Is he back?
quick.
He's not fully back. He's not fully
Is
back.
he not back at CNN or wherever?
I don't know that he's fully back.
He would-
At least I haven't seen him as much.
Oh,
Have you ever seen that clip of the first time he goes back on the air?
yes.
Oh,
I
it's
have.
like his-
God.
Oh God, that is one of the funniest fucking clips.
Oh.
It circulates on Twitter every now and then, and I watch it every time. That's a fun thing to Google for you. Anyways, as I have a seizure, let me just tell you that join us Monday for a new episode of Is This Good?
Mm-hmm.
Our guest will be Nina Oyama, and let me tell you that this one goes off the rails right from the get-go.
It does.
It is a must listen. She starts by telling us that she was
Well,
just on
don't
a trip
say.
to France.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm not. I'm gonna watch as I walk a delicate tightrope, JD. She starts by telling us she was just on a trip to France. Okay, that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
She says that her car got broken into. Unfortunate, but happens. Then she tells us the thieves stole something very, very important. What that thing is, you'll have to tune in to find out. But it's not what you're thinking, unless you're thinking the right thing. But it sent us down a path. Let me just say that.
Indeed.
The other thing I want to tell you, JD, you remember Daniel Ralston, former guest on Is This Good?
Yes.
Yes. Well, if you remember correctly, on that show, he talked about how he was researching and writing and in the midst of producing a story about the fake zombies.
Yes.
Who are the fake zombies? Well, the real zombies were this band from Britain that had Time of the Season as a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich like me? That's what Bronny James says. Anyway, they're a band. They released this one classic album called Odyssey and Oracle. Then they kind of split up before they made it in America, so they weren't around to tour. And then these enterprising Americans basically created a fake band of zombies that went around pretending they were the zombies with British accents.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
he researched and reported the story. And the interesting thing is that two members of ZZ Top, Dusty Hill and Frank Beard, were in the fake zombies.
I didn't know that part.
Okay, that's not a spoiler. I think he says that in the
Yeah.
as he's promoting it.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's basically a cool rock story. You'll learn some history about the real zombies and one of the most classic rock albums of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to learn about the sordid story of the fake zombies and who they were and who came up with this cockamamie idea and how the hell didn't anyone figure out. Anyways, that's out today.
Oh.
It's a little mini series. He did it with Talkhouse and iHeartMedia. That's out today. Go find it wherever you listen to podcasts and listen to it.
Wait, what's it called?
And I should have said that. It's called The True Story of the Fake Zombies.
Oh, okay.
Good title.
Great title.
Yeah.
Great
Huh.
title.
God, this guy knows what he's doing. So go listen to that. Join us tomorrow in Las Vegas at Level Up, 4 p.m. to see me on stage. I'm nervous. I don't go on stage.
Don't
Haven't been on stage in years.
You got this.
I mean, except, of course, when I'm doing my professional improv.
Right.
But that's a different story. Email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a review. And remember to go to patreon.com/isthisgood because next week's Behind the Scenes Vegas episode will be there. This was JD, Matt, and Rachel reaching out from the great beyond. We'll see you next week, and I'll see you two tomorrow.
Yay!
Bye.